Hi everyone, welcome to today's science lesson. Let us continue previous lesson that we were taking yesterday, that is lesson 3.1 Earth, page number 32 to 33. Lesson objective: to understand about environments and adaptations. Open page 32 in your textbook. Looking for life. I think some of you were not able to hear it properly yesterday, so I'm just going through it fast. Looking for life. Satellites can detect some types of life from space. As you know, satellites they can take the image of the Earth from the space. So that's how we got the picture of Earth. Okay, the patches of dark green. This is how the Earth looks from the space. The patches of dark green are rainforest. We can see that the dark green portions. These are rainforest. Their climates are hot, sunny, and very wet, so plants grow quickly all year round. Here we can also see the paler green. That means they are not so dark like that. No, not so dark green. Paler green areas are cooler or drier like the UK. It will be cooler or drier. Grass grows best in places like this. We know that in those places, the paler green, those portions, the grass will be growing better in those places. And orange areas get much rain. We can see the orange areas, and those areas will get much rain. So only desert, that means they will get much less rain. So only desert plants can grow there. Okay. Oceans vary too. We can see that the blue part, the majority of the part of the earth is are oceans. It is full of water. And most plants grow in the red, yellow, and green areas of the water around the coast. All these areas provide different habitats for plants and animals that live there. As you know, what is a habitat? It is a place where plant or animal live. Okay, and all these areas provide the different habitats for plants as well as animals. What sort of climate does a rainforest need? As we already discussed, it requires hot, sunny, and very wet climate. Why do so few plants grow in North Africa? It's because this area does not get much rain. Life in the trees. This monkey has features that help it survive in a rainforest, so it is adapted to this habitat. Every plant and animal is adapted to live in that particular region. Not much grows near the ground. Okay, here the why the monkey is always in the treetop is because in the ground they will not get enough food, so it lives in the treetops where there are leaves, fruits, and seeds. The monkey needs to leap across the gaps between the trees. Okay, so it has to leap from one tree to another tree, and its eyes face forward to judge distances accurately, and its hands, feet, and the tail can grasp branches tightly. So these features should be there when the monkey needs to jump from one tree to another tree. It's very difficult for us to do it, but the monkeys can do it because it has some of the features so as to do it. So we can see that it has its hands and the feet and the tail. It can their hand and their feet are designed in such a way that they can grasp the branches tightly. And also the forest air is damp, so even frogs can live in treetops. Okay, this kind of frogs can live even in treetops. This flying frog eats insects. This flying frog eats the insects. It uses suckers on its fingers and toes to climb, and the webs between its toes to glide from tree to tree. Okay, the normal frog, it cannot like fly from tree to tree, but this is called flying frog because it can jump from tree to tree. It can glide from tree to tree. What are the features it has? It uses suckers on its fingers. It has suckers on its fingers and its toes, and the webs between. You can see the web structure. It helps to glide from tree to tree. Most rainforest animals live in the treetops. What makes this a good place to live? Why they live in the treetops is because the animals get leaves, fruits, and seeds to eat in treetops. Describe two adaptations that help animals hold on to branches. As I already told, Some animals use the hands, feet, and tail to grasp branches tightly, and others, like flying frogs, uses suckers on its fingers. Here, they just telling about monkey. That means it has hands, feet, and tail. Whereas the flying frog, it uses suckers on its fingers. How can rainforest animals move from tree to tree? How they are able to move from tree to tree? By leaping or by gliding. Desert life. As we already know, the food and water are scarce in desert. Scarce means it's very less. It means almost no. We can tell very less. Most desert animals are insects or small vertebrates. Most of the desert animals are the small insects or small vertebrates. Hope you remember about vertebrates. Vertebrates are the animals that have backbones. They hide in cool burrows to avoid the highest temperature. As you know, in the desert it will be too hot. So what they will do is they will hide in cool burrows. The large mammals like camels and oryx endure the heat. Okay, it can withstand that heat. That means large mammals, camels, and oryx, they can withstand. They can adjust with that heat. They walk long distances to find food and can survive for months without drinking. Okay, they can live without drink. They can live without drinking water and food for several months, especially without water. Okay, it's very difficult for us to live without water. But the camels are adapted in such a way that they can live without water for months. Then, water holding frogs spend most of their lives. I will show you the picture of water holding frog. They will spend most of their lives underground. Okay, they are spending most of their lives underground, and they grow fast when it rains. Then they fill their bladders with water and bury themselves in mud. Okay, what they will do that sometimes there will be rain in the desert, right? They will store the water, and then they will store it in their bladders, that is inside the stomach, and then they will bury themselves in the mud. They will then go inside the ground. They lie trapped underground for a year or more until it rains again. It lives underground until it rains again. Then they pop up briefly to feed and breed. Okay, then they will come outside to have food and to breed, to produce the new ones. Native Australians used to dig them up and squeeze water from them to drink. Sometimes long before. That means the native Australians, because they were not getting enough water. So what they used to do is that they will dig, and they're finding the water that is water holding frog. They will kill that and they will squeeze. They will remove the water from it and they used to drink it, because there was so much of less water in the desert. Now also it's very less. But what the native Australians, what they used to do before. This is a picture of a water holding frog. Which adaptations help oryx save water? It doesn't sweat. As you know, the oryx, it doesn't sweat. It has concentrated urine. It has a very concentrated urine and the dry feces, and it's also waste material will be like dry. Which help them to stay cool? That means what help them to stay cool? It has a large body, heats up slowly, also feeding at night. That's okay, one thing. These are the features of oryx. Okay, these are the features of oryx that helps to live, that helps to withstand the high temperature. That means it has a large body that heats up slowly. It has a very large body and it gets heated very slowly, and it moves around at night to feed. It mostly moves around at the night. It will be moving, like it will find its food during the night time. It does not sweat. It doesn't sweat. It stands in the breezes at tops of the dunes. Okay, and its white feet don't sink into sand. It has that kind of feet so that it will not sink into the sand. And it has concentrated urine and dry feces. As I already told you, it has a very concentrated urine. That means it's very, so that the less water is lost during the urine, during urination, and then dry feces. Also, the waste product that it produces will also be very dry. Also, I told which help them to stay cool. That means a large body heats up slowly, and also the feeding at night. Ice worlds. Antarctica is a dark, is dark for 4 months of the year and mostly covered in snow. The entirely different place from the desert. That is from desert is the ice world, right? Antarctica is a entirely different place from Qatar, because Qatar is always hot, while Antarctica it is always cold and is always covered in snow. Few plants grow there, but microscopic plants called plankton fill the oceans that surround it. The very few plants will be growing there, and it's a microscopic plant. That means a very small plant, microscopic plant that we cannot see with our eyes, and they are called planktons. They fill the oceans that surround it. They will be filling the oceans that will surround it, and these krill filter. This is the krill. Filter plankton from the water. There are more krill than any other species on earth. Okay. The plankton is a microscopic plant, and this plankton, this krill feeds on the plankton. Okay. These krill filter plankton from the water, and there are more krill. There are many krill in the like any other species on earth. Huge colonies of penguin eat krill. I hope you understood the food chain. The planktons are eaten by krill, and the krill are eaten by penguins. That means the penguin feeds on krill and the krill feeds on plankton. Huge colonies of penguins eat the krill or fish that feed on them. There is less to eat in winter when plankton stop growing. Okay, but the krill and penguins can survive for months without food. So there is less to eat in winter when plankton stop growing, because krill feeds on plankton. So when there's less plankton, that means there is not enough food for krill, right? But the krill and the penguins can survive for months without food. They can survive without food for months, and their bodies shrink as they use up their energy stores. Okay, their body will shrink as they're using up their energy stores. And then krill and the fish can endure cold temperature, as we already told. As we told about the desert animals like camel and oryx, they can withstand high temperatures, while krill and the fish, they can withstand low temperatures. They make antifreeze to stop their bodies icing up. Think standing in the Antarctica for 1 hour, how it will be. We'll get freeze, right? But their body have antifreeze. That means to avoid the freezing of their body, they will produce some antifreeze that prevents it from becoming ice. Penguins stay warm thanks to their fat and waterproof feathers. You have seen the penguins, right? It has fat, and so this fat helps them to keep warm, and they also have waterproof feathers, so it will stay it can stay warm for a long time. So we can see that the features of different animals are different in different places. They are having the features so that they can adapt in that particular place. That means the oryx is having different features from penguin, because oryx is living in the desert, so it has the features that can so that it can withstand high temperature. The penguin can withstand low temperature, so it is designed in such a way like that. What sort of plants grow in the oceans? As I already told you, microscopic plants called plankton grow in the ocean. Why do penguins lose weight in the winter? Why do they lose weight? Because the penguins lose weight in the winter because the plankton stops growing, which means that there is less to eat. Because the planktons cannot grow during the winter time, and though the penguin is not having enough to eat, and so their weight will reduce. How do fish and the penguins cope with low temperatures? Fish cope with the low temperatures by making antifreeze. As I already told you, they will produce antifreeze to stop their bodies icing up. And the penguins cope up by having fat and waterproof feathers to keep them warm. Okay, this is about this lesson. And then if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, hope this is clear. Thank you very much.